Good morning. Bix Weir, roadtoroota.com. Today is April 30th, and we are on the eve of a very significant anniversary. It will be the 6-year anniversary of the silver bear market, the 6-year anniversary of the May 1st, 2011 silver slam. Those of you who lived through this moment remember those days. At the end of April 2011, silver was running to its all-time highs, about to break through $50 an ounce, which was a long time held all-time high back from 1980. Everybody blames the Hunt brothers for that manipulation of silver up from $20 to $50, but actually it's not really true. The Hunt brothers only took in about 90 million physical ounces and about 110 million electronic COMEX contracts, which is nothing in today's terms. But it is a very significant moment because silver was suppressed from 1980 all the way to 2011, and we were ready to break through it, and something happened. It was May 1st was a Sunday night, and at 8 p.m. on that Sunday night, the Globex market opened up, which is a very thinly traded off-exchange market. Very few contracts ever gone. Somebody walked up and dumped a whole heap of contracts, and that's what happened to the price of silver on May 1st, 2011, as soon as the market opened up. A huge drop down from 48 to 42, and that began what we are living through now, the artificial bear market in silver. And from that point on, I think around 14.5 billion ounces of electronic silver were exchanged in May 2011 on the COMEX, which is a criminal amount of fake silver to be thrown at the market. In the next couple of weeks, the price of silver went down to $35, and we have been in an artificial silver bear market ever since. Now, the reason I call it artificial is because I know who did it and I know why they did it. And that is the title of this talk is J.P. Morgan's Operation Silver Slam. And you might say, oh, everybody blames J.P. Morgan for everything. That there's no proof of it. There's no you can't back up what you're saying, Bix. Why would you think it would be J.P. Morgan? Why not the Fed or the Treasury? They were probably in on it too. But I have had prior experience with J.P. Morgan's market rigging. And let me tell you a story. I was working for a financial firm. I won't name the company, but anybody can find out who it was. We were a large player in, we had a large lease of natural gas, 3 billion cubic feet of natural gas back in 2005. And if you remember in 2005, natural gas had gone from $2–3 per cubic foot to billion cubic feet, TCF, 1,000 cubic feet. That's how long it's been. We had a lot of natural gas. So when the price of natural gas went from $5 up to closing on $15, the company I was working for held at $15, it would have been $45 million worth of natural gas. And I was in charge of telling them what the market is like, and it was crazy in those days. This is pretty much before fracking and all that. Let me show you a chart of what was going on. There's the price of natural gas. In 2000, this goes 2004 to 2007. If you see in 2004, the price of natural gas was just starting to go crazy because we thought we were running out of natural gas. This was before fracking, before all this new gas came into the market. And right here in October of 2005, we had a huge spike. Basically, the market riggers, they were rigging natural gas back then too, but they weren't doing a good job. They were having problems rigging the price of natural gas. So I had suggested to my company that we hedge our position or sell our position. We couldn't really sell it though because it was attached to a lease. It was actual physical gas held in a salt dome in Texas. So the price is going crazy. Everybody in the company was excited about it. And then there was a strange announcement. And this strange announcement was from the Federal Reserve Bank. happened on November 18th, 2005. And there's the announcement. And it says the Federal Reserve Board on Friday announced its approval of the notice under Section 4 of the Bank Holding Company Act by J.P. Morgan Chase Company of New York to engage in physical commodity trading activities on a limited basis as an activity that is complementary to the activity of engaging regularly as principal in commodity derivatives. Right there. And you can look this up on the Fed website, November 18th, 2015. This announcement gave J.P. Morgan the ability to move from just derivative rigor to a physical rigor of commodities. And this is the full approval. And I highlighted a few lines of this. This is attached to that Federal Reserve announcement. It is November 18th, 2005. Very important document right here, because what it does, it takes J.P. Morgan from just an electronic rigor to a physical commodity rigor as well. And just some of the things it says in here are unbelievable. J.P. Morgan Chase Company, a financial holding company within the meaning of the Bank Holding Company Act, the BHC, has requested the board's approval under Section 4 of the BHC Act and board's Regulation Y, look that up, to trade physical commodities. Regulation Y authorizes bank holding companies to engage as principal in derivatives contracts based on financial and non-financial assets. Under Regulation Y, a BHC may conduct commodity derivative activities subject to certain restrictions that are designated to limit the BHC's activity to trading and investment in financial instruments rather than dealing directly in the physical non-commodities. Under these restrictions, a BHC generally is not allowed to take or make delivery of non-financial commodities underlying commodity derivatives. So Regulation Y says, yeah, banks, you can play in the derivative market, they're financial instruments, but you can't play in the physical market. This announcement by the Federal Reserve System and this order approving notice to engage in activities complementary to financial activity took J.P. Morgan from a theoretical player in the commodity markets to they were allowed to deal in physical commodities. And this was specifically designed for the problem that J.P. Morgan was having, this problem that the U.S. government was having, and the Federal Reserve was having this problem, the problem of natural gas spiking from $5 to $15 in very short order. Now look what happens. Right here, right there is when J.P. Morgan was given the authority to deal in physical commodities. And what happens? Bang, bang. Slam the price down, and right down to where everybody thought was a floor, right in here. And I was telling the people I work with, we did hedge some of it. I was telling the people I was working with, I said, I don't trust J.P. Morgan. I don't think they're going to play this game with the floor. I think they're looking to make a lot more money and cause a lot more pain. And lo and behold, look at that. They drove the price down to around $2 briefly with electronic and physical. They were dumping physical natural gas into the market that they had bought through other storage areas. Crazy stuff. And this is 2005. So I was familiar with J.P. Morgan and their ability to rig the commodity markets, not only on the derivative side, but also on the physical side. And they were the only bank given that ability to do that. One more thing. Read this report because it's extremely interesting. And there's a passage in here that includes, I don't know if I'll be able to find it. There's limits on what they can do that I think they've gone way past. One, this limits them to not owning a physical warehouse. According to this, they're not allowed to have that COMEX warehouse that they have registered. They might have changed the law somewhere between 2005 and now, but according to this, they cannot play in the physical warehousing and storage of any commodity. I'll be looking into that in the future. But the other thing it says is, as a condition of this order, to limit the potential safety and soundness risks of commodity trading activities, the market value of commodities held by J.P. Morgan Chase as a result of commodity trading activities must not exceed 5% of J.P. Morgan Chase's consolidated Tier 1 capital. J.P. Morgan is the largest commodity players now. This is 2005. Where did that law change? Where did that regulation change that they can hold no more than 5% of its Tier 1 capital? And how is that valued? Because J.P. Morgan owns physical commodities left and right and center. 600 million ounces of physical silver plus, according to Ted Butler. And gold off the charts. I want to know if J.P. Morgan is compliant with the Federal Reserve regulation and order approving that they could play in the physical markets. There you go, CFTC. Why don't you run that one down? Okay, so, all right, now back to today. Well, back to 2011. On May 1st, 2011, a Sunday night, somebody slammed the price of silver. A lot of people thought it was J.P. Morgan, but nobody knew much about it. I was watching for them at the time. And the reason I was watching for them is a very interesting appointment of Barack Obama back in January of that very same year of 2011. On January 7th, 2011, Barack Obama appoints, from Wall Street to White House, Obama taps J.P. Morgan executive William Daley as his chief of staff. William Daley of the Daley crime family of Chicago, the mayor. Bill Daley, this is just amazingly interesting because this J.P. Morgan executive was not only just some executive from J.P. Morgan. In September of 2008, a few years before, Money Magazine ran an article called Jamie Dimon's SWAT Team. And right in the middle there is Bill Daley, his position was called Head of Corporate Responsibility. Right there, he's the guy right in the middle. So this was announced in January, on January 7th, that Bill Daley, the head guy of Jamie Dimon's SWAT team, he sends in when there's a problem, goes to sit right next to the President of the United States as his chief of staff. And I wrote to all my subscribers, I said, look out, something is up, and clearly something was up. First of all, just to prove that Bill Daley was Jamie Dimon's right-hand man, there he is sitting just to the right of Jamie Dimon. That is Jamie Dimon right there, and that is Bill Daley. And this is the corporate officers of J.P. Morgan Chase. Crazy stuff. So let me show you what happened. Here's the 6-month chart of silver going back to the end of 2010 to 2011. As you can see, silver was doing really well. It broke over $20. Everybody was all excited about that. And then right there is when Bill Daley was put next to Barack Obama, right? He took office at the end of January. And look what happened. Almost 45-degree angle up. Everybody was getting all excited. Crazy, just loading up, and all the weak hands got in. It almost looks like a computer program made that thing go, didn't it? Didn't it? All the way up until May 1st. And then, da-da-da, bang, the slam. The slam down. And within a week, it was down to $35. And that's what began the silver bear market. Now, those of you who don't think that, no, J.P. Morgan wasn't, sitting in the president's office as its chief of staff, here we have Barack Obama and Bill Daley right there, sitting in the Oval Office. And here they are making a silver trade together. 2 peas in a pod. Now, those of you who lived through that time, there was hardly any news about the silver slam. Almost nothing other than the silver people. Nobody was talking about it. Nobody. And it was the largest drop in commodities ever orchestrated. But nobody was talking about it. And why was nobody talking about it? That was the day that they claimed to have killed Osama bin Laden. On May 1st/May 2nd, right when the news on Monday morning should have been over the front cover of the New York Times, it should have said, "Silver Slam conspiracy, market's rigged." No, it said, "We got him. We killed Osama bin Laden." Coincidence? I don't know. And remember that famous war room picture of Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton watching the assassination or the capture and killing ultimately of Osama bin Laden? Who was standing right in the middle there? Remember that picture? Right in the middle, standing up there, is none other than the lovely Bill Daley. What a cover story to cover up the Silver Slam. Am I stretching this metaphor way too far to say, oh, they didn't fake the bin Laden killing that day because they wanted to disguise silver? I think they did. I think silver is that important. And I have some more, but the importance of controlling the gold and silver markets is the importance of controlling the monetary system. The importance of controlling the monetary system is the importance of keeping the bad guys in control of our lives. Without the unbacked fiat system, they cannot control us. They can't pay off people. They can't pay off politicians. Yes, it is more important than staging a fake death of a guy who's already been dead for years. So yeah, the timing and orchestration of this thing, I call it JP Morgan's Operation Silver Slam. It was complete. It was total. And what has happened since? Silver has been in an artificial bear market ever since. And, of course, once his job was done, Bill Daley decides to leave JP Morgan at the end of 2011. The Bill Daley era on Monday screeched to a jarring conclusion. Daley, who departs after little more than a year as president of Barack Obama's chief of staff, was never a great fit inside the West Wing. So 1 year later, Bill Daley leaves the White House. Job accomplished. Look at that. Bill Daley takes office at the beginning of 2011. Right, silver's right around $25. Drives the price up all the way to May 1st. Slams it down. See that big slam? Lets it go up a little more and then slams it down again. If you guys remember that, right when it was about to break out again. And then at the end of his year up, he puts silver right back to where it was, around $25, and walks away as the president's right-hand man. That is what Operation Silver Slam is. I have a whole lot more data and information on the Road to Ruta website, and that's the cover of the article. Just go to Road to Ruta and look up Operation Silver Slam in the search button, and you will get the full article. This is the picture of the Road to Ruta website. And notice right here, right there is a subscription. A free subscription to the email service. You can put your name in and your email address, and you'll get emails about this stuff all the time, and the announcements of videos, and you get a free book called Silver, Gold, Bitcoin, and God. So that's the full rundown of Operation Silver Slam. Tomorrow's anniversary, May 1st, is very important on many other levels as well. One thing I want you to know is the silver market is not set up for the slam like it was in 2011. Most likely something will happen. I don't know what, but it will be a very interesting time going forward because they're not set up for a big slam. They've already taken the air out of a lot of the monster short position over the last couple of weeks in silver because they slammed the price down and they were able to cover a lot of contracts. I don't know how many. The next move up should come soon, probably within this week or next week, and this might be the biggie. And the good guys, as I call them, are looking to take down these bad guys sometime between now and the end of the year, so might as well start right now. Anyway, this is Bix Weir, roadtoruta.com. Make sure you like this, post it on your website, send it to all your friends, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and we'll talk to you later.